Hello everyone, and welcome to our very impromptu webinar, but we thought it was a very hot topic about open banking, especially for ourselves as a practice, a Xero practice here. So yeah, just a quick introduction. My name's Rebecca and I am the Client Services Manager here at Farnell Clark.
And my name is Patrick Levy. I'm a Client Accounts Manager here at Farnell Clark. And yes, we just want to have a quick video today just to tell you about what impact this open banking stuff will have on your bank feeds in Xero.
Yeah, so as with Xero and any software, they will provide more updates as we start to move along, but we just thought we'd share the basic information that we have to date.
So, what are bank feeds? That's how your data comes into Xero from your bank, and it makes everything very quick and easy. There are different types. You've got your direct bank feed, which currently would be, you would have set it up by downloading a form and then sending that in. There is the type of feed where you have to continually log in every now and again. When is it? Every month or every week? Or?
Yeah, depending. Each bank's different. Yeah.
And you have to refresh them every so often. We'll be referring to them as Yodely feeds, which is a form of screen scraping. So it's not a proper connection. It's and that's actually what open banking is trying to get rid of, is because it's not secure. And then you've got manual import, whereas if you're currently doing that, then you will be already importing CSVs.
Yeah, and so as we walk through the next slide, you'll see different banks have different actions. So on the first slide here, we have some great news for these direct feeds that you're probably currently already on. And so in the background, they will just automatically switch to the new feeds. So we've got Metro Bank, RBS, Santander, HSBC and NatWest. So as the open banking feed becomes live, you won't necessarily see any difference to how that feed comes into your Xero account. It will automatically update in the background.
Customers who are currently using Barclays direct feeds will have to take an action, and you will notice a new button that will appear on the dashboard in the bank area, and it will just prompt you to update the feed. So you will have to, even though it is a direct feed, unlike the ones that Rebecca's just mentioned, which just switch over in the background with nothing to do, Barclays will require an update, which means re-inputting your credentials.
Yes, yeah, and that should go live in the next coming months. So as with any of these feeds with open banking, the actual cut-off point is about the 14th of September. So again, if you try to set up a Barclays feed today, it won't work because they're in the background, they're already migrating to the new feed. So again, as Patrick said, you have to update your feed, and that will require you to input your bank login credentials. Then, as we mentioned before, we've got other feeds, which we refer to these as Yodely feeds. So they rely on a third party. It's not a true feed between Xero and your bank. As Patrick said, it's like screen scraping your information. So again, a lot of these banks here, and mainly credit cards actually, is the one that's going to be impacted. These will stop working on the 14th of September. So we're faced with something where you were reliant on a feed and it was doing the job and downloading the information. We're now actually looking towards a manual upload via sort of CSV imports. But again, as with anything, we've got a link to here to get the actual full list of feeds affected and what the update you have to do.
Yeah, so if you just go, if you search in Google for Xero Central, and then you'll find, and then look for bank feeds affected, you can look down at that link there. There's a list of how your bank in particular will be affected. One that's not on the list there that does use a Yodely feed is Lloyd's.
Yes.
We've got quite a lot of customers using Lloyd's. They will be used to refreshing every now and again their bank feed. it does say on that list on the Xero website, they expect to update theirs to a direct feed August or September.
Yes,
So
yeah.
it's not entirely sure, but hopefully before the 14th deadline.
Yeah, so Lloyds have been working on their feed for quite some time now, and they've obviously now timed that to launch with in open banking. So again, they're working behind the background, so it's not in effect live, but again, as soon as we know, obviously we'll be moving all of our clients across to that new feed and letting you guys know.
So what are the consequences of these feeds actually stopping working? Well, at that point, if there is one that's affected, such as a credit card, you will then have to send in the statement, the credit card statement or bank statement, or to us, that is, for upload into the bank or in Xero, or you'll have to do it yourself. If you are sending them to us, we then may have to end up hassling you to get them, and
Yeah.
we don't want that, and you don't want that. And the main consequence is that bank feeds were automatic, they're quick. They mean that we can keep things ticking over and your accounts stay up to date. This will mean that there may be delays if we can't get the statements in quickly, which means that if you need your figures, there may be delays in reaching that point where we can say everything's done. Which then the other consequences that you can't use your accounts for decision making, which is what they're there for.
Yeah.
So we hope that'll be minimized, but that's a potential problem if it comes down to a manual process.
Yeah, and again, that's something that we're very keen to be proactive about, and obviously we don't want to rely on anything manual. We love our good tech solutions, and yeah, making anything easier for the client is key. And as you know, we already use Receipt Bank, and there's some great features in Receipt Bank as well that can, you can send your bank statements in a PDF form. And again, then we've got that information and you've got that information. And one of the areas we'll be keen to explore with our clients is bank fetch. So again, the data automatically coming into Receipt Bank, so we're not reliant on email or you're getting it through the post. Again, is looking for those other solutions whereby we're not reliant on time and remembering.
Yeah, I flagged up American Express and Capital One because they are cards, of course, and some people are using them at the moment and having to manually upload anyway. But we have noticed that they do work with bank fetch. So you just have to go in there, log in, and it will then start to bring in the statements. Another option is to use this whole changeover in the bank feeds to make a change and change the way you do things. So you could stop using your bank's credit card and switch over to a company charge card. Soldo have a direct feed, so if you do that now, you will instantly bypass this whole problem and also add other benefits, such as being able to control employee spend. You can set how much is on each card, and it's very easy to just log in and change that every month and top up. So because it's got a direct feed, it's also good for us. We like that because it's easy to reconcile.
Yes, and again, we have a lot of clients who use credit cards mainly because they're traveling overseas, and traditionally a debit card might incur a lot of hidden charges, and they may not be the best and safest way to go traveling with. So again, there are other options out there, and there are a lot of tech startup banks. We've got here Starling Bank. There might be solutions if you're not reliant on the credit card, just say for 30-day terms. Revolut, they have cards in all different foreign currencies, shall I say, and again, that's a solution because they're easy to open, they're quick, and you can move to one of those, and again, probably still save on foreign currency fees.
So once again, it's taking this changeover in regulations, because open banking is a regulation thing that's come in, and just taking it as an opportunity not just to change over your bank fee, but actually you could get company charge cards, and you could not even stop there and, like Rebecca says, change your bank and open up one of these new type of bank accounts. One great feature of Starling is that they do have this Euro account. So if you're making payments to your suppliers in euros, you could have a Euro bank where you're actually paying in euros. So there's not even the fact that there's no fees, or as with other services, it's not like they're just getting you a great rate. There is no rate. You're actually just paying in euros.
Yeah.
So that can be handy for some people.
Yeah. So I hope, thank you for joining us. I hope you've enjoyed this. It's just a brief introduction as to what's coming up with open banking and a few solutions here. And we will obviously be reaching out to all of our clients because we know what feed you're on, so fear not, we will be working with you to let you know how to update and how you're individually going to be impacted by open banking and the bank fee changes.
All right. Yep.
Lovely. Thanks all, and we shall see you on our next webinar.